Millionaire left his black wife, calling her fat, but who she became brought him to his knees. Subscribe and tell us where you're watching us from today. Ethan threw his wedding ring across the shiny marble floor. The sound was loud, like a big clap of thunder. It echoed around their big, fancy home at the top of a tall building. Maya watched the ring roll and stop near the big windows, and she felt like she was falling, even though her feet were still on the ground. "Look at you," Ethan said. His voice was as cold as snow. "You don't even care about how you look anymore. I can't stand to look at you." Maya stood quietly in the doorway of their bedroom. She was wearing the same black dress she had worn for their anniversary dinner. It used to make Ethan smile. Now, he just looked angry. "I work 16 hours a day to build my company," Ethan said as he took off his expensive tie. "I need a wife who looks nice, not someone who gave up on herself." His words hurt Maya like slaps. They had been married for 3 years, and this was how it was ending, not because of money or fights, but because Ethan thought she didn't look pretty enough anymore. "Ethan, please," she whispered. "We can fix this." Ethan laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. "Fix what? You eat all the time, and now wear a size 16. Do you think I want to go to fancy dinners with someone who looks like that?" Maya looked down at herself. Yes, she had gained some weight since they got married. Ethan was always working, always distant, always saying mean things. She had started eating to feel better. But inside, she was still the same person Ethan once loved. "I married you when you were beautiful," Ethan said, walking to his closet. "I thought you would care about staying that way. I was wrong." "I can lose the weight," Maya said, even though she didn't like how desperate she sounded. "I can try." "It's too late," Ethan said. He pulled out a suitcase and threw it on the bed. "I already signed the divorce papers. My lawyer will talk to you." Maya felt dizzy. Divorce papers. Just 2 weeks ago, she was planning a surprise birthday party for him. She thought they still had a chance. "What about our plans?" she asked softly. "What about the house we wanted?" "Miss my hand. What about the kids we talked about?" Ethan stopped packing and turned to her. His face, the one she once loved so much, looked hard like a rock. "Kids? With you looking like this? I don't want our kids to feel embarrassed about how their mom looks." His cruel words made it hard for Maya to breathe. This was the man who once said she was the most beautiful woman in the world. The man who had asked her to marry him in front of all their friends. "I'm keeping the penthouse," Ethan said as he packed more things. "And the cars. The prenup we signed says you get very little. You'll get what you're supposed to. Not much." "Where am I supposed to go?" Maya asked. "That's not my problem anymore," he said. He zipped up his suitcase quickly. "Maybe you should have cared more about how you looked." Maya watched him pack his things like their marriage meant nothing. He didn't show any sadness or love. It was like she was just a business deal that didn't work out. "I loved you," she said quietly. Ethan stopped at the bedroom door. For a moment, Maya thought he might turn around. Maybe remember how happy they used to be. "Then you should have shown it," he said. He didn't look back. The front door slammed shut. The sound echoed through the empty penthouse like a bell that rang when someone was gone forever. Maya stood alone in the bedroom they had shared for 3 years. She was surrounded by the fancy things Ethan had picked out. She was still wearing the dress that once made her feel beautiful. She walked to the big window and looked down at the city. Far below, people were living their lives. Happy lives. Lives where husbands didn't throw away their wives like old trash. Her reflection looked back at her from the dark window. Ethan was right about one thing. She had changed. The strong woman who had walked into his office 5 years ago as a young worker was gone. Now, someone else stood in her place. Someone she didn't even know. But as she stood there, something inside her chest started to grow. It wasn't sadness. It wasn't shame. It was anger. Ethan thought he could just throw her away because she didn't look perfect anymore. He thought she would just disappear. Let him find someone new, someone skinny, quiet, and who never said no. He was wrong. Maya walked to the kitchen. She opened the refrigerator. It was full of expensive food she had bought to try to make Ethan happy, but he hardly ate it. He was always working or going out, never home. Maya started pulling everything out. She threw all the food in the trash, every single thing, every item that reminded her of how she had tried to make Ethan happy. She threw it all away. When the fridge was empty, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: room to breathe. Ethan had made his choice. Now it was time for Maya to make hers. 3 weeks later, Maya sat in a tiny apartment on the other side of town. She looked at the divorce papers Ethan's lawyer had sent her. Just like she expected, she didn't get much. The paper she had signed before marriage protected all of Ethan's money. She was left with almost nothing. But she didn't care anymore. She was starting a new life. The apartment was small, just one bedroom, a tiny kitchen, and a living room the size of her old closet, but it was hers. Every chair, every plate, every towel, she picked it out. For the first time in years, she was living with things that made her happy, not things to impress other people. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from her sister Tara. "How are you doing? Do you need anything?" Maya typed back, "I'm okay, really." And she was. The first week had been really hard. She cried a lot. She felt angry. She almost called Ethan to ask him to come back. But in the second week, something started to change. She started remembering who she was before she became Ethan's wife. Before Ethan, she had been good at her job. Really good. She had big ideas. She worked hard. She solved problems others couldn't. But Ethan came into her life like a storm. He made her quit her job so she could focus on being his wife. Back then, it seemed sweet. Now it felt like a big mistake. But mistakes can be fixed. Maya opened her laptop. She had been putting this off for weeks. It was time. "Dear Nina," she typed to her old boss, "I know it's been 3 years since I left Wellington Marketing. I'm writing to ask if there are any chances to come back, even at a junior level. I'm ready to work hard again." She read the email 3 times, then clicked send. Her heart beat fast like she had jumped from a high place. Her phone rang right away. It was Nina. "Maya?" Nina's voice was warm. "I got your email. Are you okay?" "I'm getting divorced," Maya said, "and I need a job." "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry," Nina said kindly. "But this might be perfect timing. 2 people just left. I really need someone with your skills. Can you come in tomorrow?" Maya almost cried with happiness. "Yes, I'll be there." "And Maya," Nina said, "I always thought you left too soon. You had real talent." After the call, Maya looked around her little apartment. Maybe this wasn't the end of her story. Maybe it was the beginning. That night, she cooked dinner for herself. Not to impress Ethan, not to follow one of his silly diets, just simple food that tasted good. As she ate, she thought about the woman she used to be: smart, brave, full of dreams. That woman was still there, deep inside her. It was time to bring her back. The next morning, Maya stood in front of her small closet. What would she wear to the interview? Most of her work clothes were too small now, but she found a black blazer that still fit and a simple dress. She looked in the mirror. She didn't see the woman Ethan had hurt, but she didn't fully see the strong woman she used to be either. She was on her way. The office building that once scared her now just looked like a place where people worked. Nina met her in the lobby with a big smile. "You look great," Nina said kindly. "Come on. I want to show you what we're working on." 2 hours passed quickly. Nina told her about new projects and challenges. Maya asked questions and gave ideas. Her brain felt alive again. "I'd like to offer you the job," Nina said. "Senior marketing strategist. It's more than your old position. I believe you can do it." "Even though I've been gone for 3 years?" Maya asked. "Especially because of that. You see things differently now, thou, and I remember how good you were." Maya took the job offer with shaking hands. The pay wasn't enough for fancy penthouses, but it was enough to start something real. "One more thing," Nina said. "We have a big client presentation next week. Are you ready to jump in? Maya thought about Ethan's mean words. You've let yourself go completely. She thought about how he made her feel small and weak. Yes, she said, I'm ready. Walking to her car, Maya felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. Not for someone else's future, for her own. That night, she called Tara to share the news. I'm so proud of you, Tara said. You sound different, stronger. I feel different, Maya said, like I'm finding the old me again. After Maya hung up the phone, she sat on her small couch in her small apartment and smiled. Ethan had thought that breaking up with her would ruin her life, but it didn't. It helped her feel free. She had things to do now, a big work presentation to get ready for, a new life to build. And for the first time in many years, Maya was excited to start. 6 months into her new job, Maya was like a new person. It wasn't just because she had lost 30 pounds, even though she had from stress, hard work, and starting to care about her health again. It was because she found her voice. She felt stronger and more confident. The team at Wellington Marketing had won 3 big jobs since Maya joined, and her boss Nina didn't hide how proud she was of Maya. You have a gift, Nina told her during her 6-month review. You can see the story behind a brand in a way that people connect with. That Henderson campaign you made, it raised their sales by 40%. Maya felt her heart fill with pride. It was real pride, pride from her own hard work, not just the empty feeling of being someone's pretty wife. I want to give you your own team, Nina continued. You'll have junior helpers, a designer, and a writer. What do you think? I think, yes, Maya said with a big smile. She didn't even need to think twice. That afternoon, Maya moved into her own office. It was small, but it had a window that looked out at the city. It was the same city she once saw from Ethan's fancy penthouse, but now from a different view, her own view. Suddenly, her phone buzzed. It was a message from a number she didn't know. Heard you're working again. Hope you're doing well, Ethan. Maya looked at the message. 6 months ago, hearing from him would have made her cry. But now, she just felt a little annoyed. She deleted the message without replying. Who was that? Asked Sophie, a junior strategist who had become Maya's best friend at work. Nobody important, Maya said. And this time, she really meant it. That night, Maya did something she had been scared to do for a long time. She called her mom. Baby, you sound so good, her mom said after they talked a little. You sound like yourself again. I feel like myself again, Maya said. Maybe even better than myself. That man really hurt you, her mom said gently. I never liked how he made you feel not good enough. Maya never told her mom about all the mean things Ethan had said, but moms always know. I let him, Maya said. I stopped believing in myself because he didn't believe in me. Well, you're believing in yourself now. I can hear it in your voice, her mom said. After the call, Maya looked around her apartment. It was still small, but it felt bigger. She had filled it with plants, art, and books. Things that made her happy. Things that showed who she was becoming. The next week, something big happened. We have a new client meeting, Nina said on Monday. Wellington Industries wants to change their company's whole image. Maya's coffee cup stopped in the air. Wellington Industries? That was Ethan's company. It's a huge chance, Nina went on. This job is worth millions of dollars. Maya, I want you to lead the pitch. Everyone looked at Maya. Her chest felt tight, but she kept her voice calm. Of course, she said. When's the meeting? Friday. Their CEO will be there in person. After the meeting, Sophie pulled her aside. Are you okay? You looked pale when Nina said Wellington Industries. Maya thought about lying, then decided not to. My ex-husband owns that company, she said. Sophie's eyes got big. The one who... Yes, Maya said. Do you want to skip this one? Maya thought for 3 seconds. No, I want this account. The rest of the week was a blur. Maya worked harder than ever, doing research, writing her plan, and designing her slides. She studied everything about Wellington Industries like she was preparing for a big test. By Thursday night, She knew Ethan's company better than she had ever known Ethan himself. On Friday morning, she stood in front of her closet to pick her clothes, her armor. Not the clothes she wore to make Ethan happy, but the sharp clothes she chose for herself. She wore a navy blue suit that fit perfectly and heels that made her feel tall and powerful. The woman in the mirror looked ready. She looked strong. Maya went to work early and practiced her presentation one last time. Every slide was perfect. Every word was clear. She was ready. At 9:50, Nina came to her office. "The Wellington team is here," she said. "Are you ready?" "I've never been more ready for anything in my life," Maya replied with a smile. They walked into the conference room together. Through the glass walls, Maya saw the Wellington team sitting at the table. Ethan was at the head, talking to his assistant. He looked just the same. Fancy suit, perfect hair, and proud posture, the kind that once made Maya's heart beat fast. Now she felt nothing but focus. Nina opened the door. "Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming." Ethan looked up and his face turned white. No one spoke. "Ethan," Maya said calmly, holding out her hand. "Good to see you again." He stared like he'd seen a ghost. The strong, cold man who once broke her heart now looked confused and shaky. "Maya," he said, standing up to shake her hand. "I didn't know you were leading the presentation." "Yes," she said with a polite smile. "Shall we begin?" For the next hour, Maya gave the best presentation of her life. She was smart, clear, and in control. She answered every question with confidence and showed solid proof for every idea. Ethan didn't say a word the whole time. When she finished, the room was quiet for a moment. "That was amazing," said Ethan's CFO. "Exactly what we need." "Very impressive," added the head of marketing. All eyes turned to Ethan. He was staring at Maya like he had never seen her before. "Yes," he said slowly. "Very impressive indeed. Wellington Industries gave the agency the job. It was the biggest win in the company's history, a 2-year contract worth over $3 million. Nina called a big meeting to celebrate. "This kind of account changes everything for us," she told the team, "and we owe it all to Maya's brilliant work." The whole team clapped. Maya had worked so hard for 2 weeks, 16 hours a day, and it all paid off. But the biggest surprise came later that day. Nina knocked on her door. "Can we talk?" They sat in Nina's office with coffee as the sun came in through the windows. "I've been thinking about the future," Nina said. "We're growing fast. I need someone I trust to help. How would you feel about becoming a partner?" Maya almost choked. "A partner? 20% of the company, plus a bigger salary and profit sharing. You earned it." Nina showed her the numbers. It was more money than Maya had ever dreamed of. Enough to buy a house, travel, build her dream life. "It will take a few weeks to make it official," Nina said, "but I wanted you to know." As Maya walked back to her office, she felt like she was flying. She was going to be a partner at 31 years old. Then her phone buzzed. It was a message from Ethan. "Congrats on the Wellington account. Can we get coffee sometime? I'd like to talk." This time, she didn't delete the message right away. She read it twice, wondering what he wanted. She replied, "I'm pretty busy these days. Thanks for the congratulations." He answered right away, "Please, just one coffee. It would mean a lot." Maya looked at the message. A year ago, she would have been so excited. Now, it just felt confusing. She put her phone away. That evening, she called her best friend Tara to share the good news. "Oh my gosh, Maya, this is amazing," Tara said. "You've turned your life around." "It doesn't feel real," Maya said. "A year ago, I was crying because Ethan told me I was too fat to go out with him. Now I'm about to become a partner." "You know what the difference is?" Tara said. "You're not trying to be perfect for someone else. You're being excellent for you." Later, Maya looked in the mirror. The woman looking back at her was so different. She was 40 pounds lighter, dressed in stylish clothes, standing straighter. But the biggest change was in her eyes. They showed something she hadn't had in years: self-respect. The next morning brought another surprise. Ethan was waiting in the lobby of her building. Maya, he said, standing up. Can we talk? Just for a minute? He looked different, still dressed fancy, but not as sure of himself. I'm going to work, Ethan. What do you need? I wanted to say sorry, he said quickly, for how things ended, for what I said. I was wrong. Maya felt a small wave of old feelings, but she pushed them away. Okay, she said. Apology noted. Is that all? I don't know, he said, looking nervous. I thought maybe we could talk about us. There is no us, Ethan, Maya said, not for more than a year. But seeing you again, seeing how amazing you are, I think we made a mistake. She looked at him carefully. We didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. You threw away our marriage because you thought I wasn't pretty enough. I was under a lot of pressure, he said. The business was struggling. I took it out on you. It wasn't fair. No, Maya agreed. It wasn't. So maybe we could try again? Maya looked at him. This was the man she once loved. The man who made her feel like she didn't matter. I have to go to work, she said. Please, Maya, I made a mistake. I know that now. She turned back to face him. You know what the mistake was? It wasn't letting me go. The mistake was thinking you had the power to keep me or let me go. I'm not a thing you own. I'm a person. And I don't need you to tell me I matter. I already know I do. She walked into the building, leaving him standing alone in the lobby. In the elevator, her hands trembled slightly, not from sadness or anger, but from realization. A year ago, Ethan begging for her back would have made her run into his arms, full of gratitude and hope. Now all she felt was pity for the man who once thought he could break her and then rebuild her when it suited him. Her phone buzzed, another text from him. I'm not giving up. I love you. Maya turned off her phone and stepped into her office. 3 months into her new role as a partner, her life had transformed in ways she was still learning to grasp. The agency had moved to a larger office. Her new corner space offered a panoramic view of downtown. Some mornings she stood at her window with a coffee in hand, marveling at how the city looked so different when you were building something rather than just surviving. The Wellington Industries account had skyrocketed their success. Now major clients were seeking them out. Maya was flying to cities she'd only dreamed of when she was still married to Ethan. You're becoming quite the celebrity in our industry, Nina said during their weekly partner meeting. Marketing Today wants to feature you. Something about your breakthrough rebranding strategies. Maya still wasn't used to being recognized for her success. The Henderson campaign is being studied in business schools now, and Wellington's market visibility jumped 60% in just 3 months. That afternoon, as she reviewed quarterly reports, her assistant knocked gently. There's a Ethan Wellington here to see you, Sophie said. No appointment, but he says it's important. Maya sighed. Ethan had been texting and calling for weeks, always with some excuse to see her. Send him in, she said. But in 10 minutes, interrupt with an urgent call. He walked in wearing his most charming smile, but Maya saw right through it. That same smile he'd used during their marriage when he wanted something. Your office is impressive, he said, glancing at the sleek furniture and city view. You've done well. Thank you. What can I help you with, Ethan? He sat down without being invited. I wanted to talk about expanding our marketing contract, maybe include digital and social media strategies. That's something your director can discuss with our client services team, Maya said, keeping her tone professional. I'll have someone set up a meeting. I'd rather work directly with you. That's not how we handle client relationships. Ethan leaned forward. Come on, Maya. We have history. Doesn't that count for something? There it was. That assumption again, that their past gave him some special access to her present. Our history is why I maintain professional boundaries, she said coolly. It protects both of us. I miss you, he said softly, his charm slipping into sentiment. Before Maya could respond, Sophie knocked on the door. Sorry to interrupt, but you have that urgent call from the Peterson Group. Of course. Ethan, I have to take this. Sophie will walk you out and help schedule that meeting. Ethan stood slowly, realizing he had just been dismissed. This conversation isn't over. Yes, it is, Maya said firmly. When he was gone, Sophie peeked back in. There's no call from Peterson. You okay? Perfect timing. Thank you. That evening, Maya did something she hadn't done in a long time. She went shopping. Not for work, not out of necessity, but just for herself. The boutique downtown specialized in designer dresses, the kind she used to walk past when she was living paycheck to paycheck. Now, she could afford anything she wanted. I'm looking for something special, she told the saleswoman. It's for a charity gala. Something that makes a statement, the woman said with a knowing smile. They found it, a stunning emerald green gown that fit like it was custom made. The color lit up her eyes, and the cut was perfect. You look incredible, the saleswoman whispered. It's for the Children's Hospital fundraiser, Maya said, admiring her reflection. My company is one of the sponsors. Only later, on her drive home, did she remember. Ethan would be at the gala, too. Wellington Industries had always been a major sponsor. For 3 years, they had attended together, as husband and wife. But this year, she'd be there as herself. A sponsor, a leader, a woman who had earned her place at the table. 2 weeks later, an envelope arrived that surprised her. The mayor's office was honoring her as one of the city's top young business leaders under 35. There would be a ceremony, press coverage, and a reception. This is huge, Nina said, scanning the invitation. This kind of recognition will open doors you haven't even dreamed of. It was shaping up to be a big week. And then Tara called. I'm getting married, her sister squealed, and I want you to be my maid of honor. Maya's heart warmed. That's wonderful. Tell me everything. As Tara gushed about the proposal and her fiancé, Maya felt only happiness. No envy. No regret. You know what's funny? Tara said. A year ago, I wasn't sure if I should ask you. I thought it might hurt after the divorce. A year ago, it would have, Maya admitted. Now, I can't wait to celebrate with you. You really are different, Tara said. You sound sure of yourself. For the first time in years, Maya smiled. I know who I am. I know what I want. And what do you want? Maya looked around at the city skyline outside her office, at the awards on her wall. Everything, she said. Everything I'm capable of. Later, her phone buzzed again. A text from Ethan. Saw the news. Congratulations. You deserve it. This time, she replied, Thank you. His response came quickly. Dinner at Romano's? Romano's had been their place once. Romantic, expensive, exclusive. The kind of place where he used to make her feel special. Maya typed back, celebrating with my team, but thank you for the offer. She could almost picture the surprise on his face. Ethan had always assumed he was the most important person in her life. Learning that he wasn't even close anymore would be a shock, but that was his to deal with, not hers. The mayor's ceremony was everything Maya had hoped for. The ballroom sparkled, filled with ambitious, successful young leaders. The mayor called her name. Maya Johnson has not only transformed her own career, but also the landscape of marketing in our city. Her strategies have helped local businesses increase revenue by 45%. The applause was warm and genuine. She spotted Nina and Sophie in the audience, cheering with pride. She also noticed several potential clients in the crowd, and Ethan standing at the back watching quietly. He lifted his champagne glass in acknowledgement, but he didn't come over. Instead, a man beside her spoke up. Impressive speech. She turned. It was Liam Chin, CEO of a fast-rising tech startup she had been hoping to meet. Thank you, she said. They talked for 20 minutes about business, innovation, and scaling startups. He was smart, kind, and treated her like an equal. Would you like to continue this conversation over dinner? He asked. Maya felt a flutter she hadn't felt in a long time. Not desperation, not need, just interest. I'd like that, she said. They exchanged cards. As she grabbed her coat, Ethan appeared. Congratulations, he said. You've done incredible things. Thank you. Could we talk? Just for a minute? She was tired, but nodded. I've been thinking about us, about what we could be again. She turned to face him. He was still handsome, still smooth, still the man she had once loved. We had something once, she said, and you threw it away. I made mistakes, but look at what you've become. Maybe my leaving was the best thing for you. Her breath caught. Are you trying to take credit for my success? I'm saying everything happens for a reason, and like maybe we grew apart to come back together as better people. She stared at him. This was peak Ethan, twisting the past so he could still be the hero. You didn't leave me so I could grow. You left me because you thought I was too fat and embarrassing to be your wife. Don't you dare turn your cruelty into some kind of favor. I was wrong, he said quickly. You're beautiful. You've always been beautiful. Now I am, because I'm successful, because I'm winning awards and making money. Funny how that works. He stepped closer. I want you back, Maya. I want us back. Why? She asked. Because I love you. Do you? Or do you love what I represent now? Do you love me or the way I make you look? His silence answered everything. I thought so, she said. You didn't love me when I was struggling. You didn't love me when I needed support. You only want me now that I don't need you at all. That's not fair. Fair? Her voice tightened. You discarded me when I didn't fit your image. Now you want me back like I'm some trophy to reclaim. That's not love, Ethan. That's ownership. Maya picked up her purse and started walking toward the door. Ethan quickly followed her. Please don't walk away, he said. I know I hurt you, but I've changed. Maya stopped and turned around one last time. No, you haven't, she said. You're still the same man who thinks people are just there to make you look good. The only thing that's changed is me. Now, I know I'm worth more. She walked out of the fancy room, leaving Ethan alone with empty glasses and droopy flowers. 3 days later, Liam Chin called, just like he promised. They had dinner at a small Italian restaurant. It wasn't very fancy, but the food was really good. Maya felt calm, like she hadn't felt in a long time. So, why did you choose marketing? Liam asked while they ate pasta and drank juice. I like solving puzzles, Maya said. Every company has a story to tell, but they don't always know how to tell it. I help them find their voice. That's what we need, Liam said. We have great solar technology, but we're not good at telling people why they should care about it. He told her that his company wanted to make solar panels that were cheap and good for people who didn't have a lot of money. It wasn't just about making money, it was about helping people. Most companies want to sell our solar panels to rich people, Liam said, but that's not why we started. What if we don't sell to rich people at all? Maya asked. What if we share it with community groups, local leaders, and people who make choices for neighborhoods? Liam's eyes lit up. That's brilliant. Instead of selling to one person, we can help whole neighborhoods. By the end of dinner, they had written a full plan on napkins. But more than that, Maya had a good time, not because of work or success, but because Liam was kind, caring, and treated her like a real partner. Would you like to have dinner again? He asked as they walked to their cars. I'd like that very much, Maya said with a smile. In the next few weeks, Maya looked forward to Liam's texts and phone calls. He was nothing like Ethan. Where Ethan had been bossy, Liam was kind. Where Ethan had said mean things, Liam cheered her on. Where Ethan tried to make her feel small, Liam got excited when she shared her dreams. You're glowing, Sophie said one afternoon when Maya came back from lunch with Liam. This new guy must be special. He is, Maya said, but I'm being careful. I don't want to lose myself in someone else again. Good for you. You've worked hard to build this life. Don't let anyone mess it up, Sophie said. That evening, Maya was working late when her phone rang. It was Ethan. She almost didn't answer, but she was curious. Hello, Ethan. Maya, thank goodness, I need your help. His voice sounded scared. What's wrong? The board wants me to step down as CEO. We're losing money, and they say it's my fault. Maya felt a mix of feelings, sadness for the company she had helped and a little sympathy for Ethan. "I'm sorry," she said, "but I don't know how I can help." "You know my business better than anyone. You saved us once. Maybe you could help us again." "Ethan, we've talked about this. I don't work with you anymore." "This is different. It's about saving the company. If we close, people will lose their jobs." Maya closed her eyes. He knew just how to pull on her heart, her love for people and doing the right thing. "What do you want me to do?" she asked. "Come back for a little while. Help me fix things. I'll pay you whatever you want." Maya thought about how good it would feel to save a company again. She thought about the money and the challenge, but then she thought about Liam, her new life, and how far she had come. "I can't do that," she said. "Please, Maya, I'm begging you. I need you." 2 years ago, those words would have made her go back to him. Now they just made her sad. "You do need someone, Ethan," she said. "But not me. You need a good business helper, someone who can fix things. You need to make hard choices and find out why your company is failing, and that's not about marketing." "So you're just going to let me fail?" he asked. "I'm going to let you solve your own problems," she said, "just like I had to do when you walked away from me." "That's cold, Maya, even for you." "No," she said softly. "It's healthy. Good luck, Ethan." She hung up before he could say anything else. The next morning, the news came. Wellington Industries was making big changes. Some people would lose their jobs and a new team was coming in to help fix things. Nina came into her office with a coffee and a knowing look. "I heard Ethan called you last night." "How did you?" "He called me first. He wanted to know if you'd go back to work for him. I told him he was crazy if he thought you'd leave your job here." Maya smiled. "You were right." "I know. But it couldn't have been easy to say no. You have a big heart." "I do care about people, but I've learned the difference between helping and letting someone keep making mistakes. Ethan made this mess. It's not my job to clean it up." That afternoon, Liam came to her office with flowers and big news. His company had gotten new money to grow. They would bring solar power to more people in 3 states. "I couldn't have done this without your help," he said. "You changed everything." Maya felt proud. She was part of something that truly helped people, not just for money, but for good. "Are you free for dinner tonight?" Liam asked. "I want to celebrate." "I'd love to," Maya said. After he left, she looked at her computer. She was working on a project to help single mothers get jobs. It was hard work, but it made her happy. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from Ethan. "I understand why you said no. I hope you're happy." Maya looked at the message and replied, "I am." And for the first time in a long time, she really was. The night of the big charity party came. It was just like Maya remembered when she was Ethan's wife. There were white roses everywhere, fancy prizes, and all the important people from the city. But this time, Maya wasn't someone's guest. She was a sponsor, a success, a woman who had earned her spot. Her green dress fit perfectly. She felt confident, not because of others, but because of herself. Liam met her at the entrance. He looked great in his black suit and smiled at her with love. "You look amazing," he said. "So do you," Maya said back. They walked into the party, talking to other business people, friends, and possible clients. Maya introduced Liam to everyone. She was proud to be with someone who believed in her and cheered her on. "Maya Johnson," someone said behind her. She turned and saw Robert Hayes, the hospital board chairman. "I've been wanting to meet you. Your company's work with our reading program for kids is amazing." They talked about the good things her team had done. Robert even gave her more ideas and invited her to help other groups too. "You're amazing," Liam whispered as they walked to their table. "You make this look so easy." "It is easy when you're just being yourself," Maya said, smiling. Their table was at the front. That meant her company was important. Halfway through dinner, the lights dimmed. The hospital director spoke about helping kids with cancer. There were pictures and stories, and many people cried. Then the director said, "This year, we raised over $2 million thanks to our amazing sponsors." Everyone clapped. I want to thank Wellington Industries and their CEO, Ethan Wellington, who gave $500,000 for our new research wing. Ethan stood up at a table across the room. He looked sharp but tired. He nodded at the claps but didn't smile. Then the director said, "And I want to give special thanks to Maya Johnson of Wellington Marketing. She gave her time and talent to help us grow our message by 300%. Her free work helped us reach families who needed us." Maya stood up. The room clapped. She was touched by the kind words. This was work she chose to do, not to impress anyone, but because it mattered. As she sat down, she saw Ethan looking at her. His face was hard to read, but he looked like he regretted something. The rest of the night was full of happy talks, dancing, and fun. Liam was the perfect date, kind, proud, and never trying to steal the spotlight. "Want to get some air?" he asked after the last song. They went out to the terrace. The city lights sparkled below them. "I have something to tell you," Liam said. Maya felt nervous. Usually, that sentence meant bad news. "My company is moving to Portland," he said. "The taxes are better, and most of our work is already there." "Oh," Maya said, trying not to sound sad. "We're moving next month," he said, "and I want you to come with me." The words hung in the air. Maya looked out at the city, the place where she found herself again. "Liam, I know it's a big ask," he said, "but Portland has a great business world. You could open a new branch there, or we could start something new together. I just don't want to lose what we have." Maya turned around to look at Liam. Liam was kind, sweet, and really cared about what made Maya happy. He was everything Ethan was not. But now, Liam was asking Maya to move to a new city with him. Maya had worked very hard to build her life in the city she lived in. "I need to think about it," she finally said. "Of course. Take all the time you need," Liam replied with a smile. They went back inside to get their coats. Liam offered to drive Maya home. While they waited outside for the valet to bring the car, someone walked up. It was Ethan. "Maya," Ethan said quietly, "can I talk to you for a moment? Alone?" Liam looked at Maya, wondering if it was okay. Maya nodded. "I'll wait in the car," Liam said. He squeezed her hand and walked away. Ethan took her to a quiet spot in the hotel lobby, far from the other people. "You look beautiful tonight," Ethan said. "I'm happy," Maya replied. "I can see that," Ethan said kindly, "and I can see why. He's a good man." Maya was surprised. Ethan sounded truly kind. "He is," she said. "I want to say sorry," Ethan said, "not just for how our marriage ended, but also for tonight, for asking you to come back and help my company. That was selfish." "It was," Maya agreed. "I spent 3 years in our marriage telling you that you weren't good enough," Ethan continued. "Then I spent the last year asking you to come back and fix my problems. I never asked you what you wanted or needed." Maya looked at his face. She tried to see if he was lying like he used to, but this time Ethan looked truly sorry. "I ruined the best thing in my life because I was too proud and too silly to see what I had. Now I'm watching you become the amazing person I always knew you could be, but with someone who really deserves you," he said. "I'm not trying to get you back," Ethan added quickly. "I know that chance is gone. I just wanted you to know I see who you are now, and I'm proud of you, even if I don't deserve to be." For a moment, Maya saw the old Ethan, the man she had fallen in love with 5 years ago. Not the one who had been mean and unkind, but the one who had made her believe in forever. "Thank you," she said softly. "Are you moving to Portland with him?" Maya was surprised. "How did you know?" "I know his company is moving there, and I know he loves you." Maya looked across the lobby. Liam was waiting by the car, looking at his phone. "I don't know yet," she said. "Well," Ethan said, "I think you should follow your heart. You deserve to be happy." Then he walked away. Maya felt something change in her chest. It wasn't forgiveness, but it felt like closing a door. Ethan finally saw her as a real person, not something he owned. He had to lose everything to understand that. Now, Maya had a big decision to make about her own life. Maya thought about Liam's offer for the whole week. Portland was a nice city with good business chances. Working with Liam could bring new things to learn, but it also meant starting her life all over again. She had built something special here. "What does your gut tell you?" her friend Nina asked in their partner meeting. "I love what we've built here," Maya said, "but I also care about Liam, and long-distance relationships are hard." "They are," Nina said, "but so is starting a whole new life in a new place for someone else." Maya thought about her old marriage. She had changed everything in her life to match Ethan's wishes, and in the end, she lost herself. "This is different," Maya said. "Liam isn't asking me to give up my work. He's asking me to build something new with him." "Is he?" Nina asked. "Or is he just asking you to follow him because it's easier for him?" That question stayed in Maya's mind all day. That evening, Maya went to see the one person she trusted the most, her mother. Her mother lived in a small house across town with a beautiful garden she had grown for 20 years. She hugged Maya tightly and made some tea. "You look worried, baby," her mother said. "What's going on?" Maya told her everything. Liam's offer, her worries, and how she didn't know what the right choice was. "Do you love him?" her mother asked. "I think I could," Maya said. "But I'm scared I'm making a choice because I don't want to be alone." "What are you afraid of?" her mom asked. "I'm scared that if I say no, I'll lose him. But I'm also scared that if I say yes, I'll lose myself again." Her mother nodded slowly. "When you were married to Ethan, you came to see me often," her mother said. "You told me all the nice things he was doing, but you never talked about you, what you were doing, what you were thinking. It was like you disappeared inside his life." That made Maya feel sad because it was true. For 3 years, she had lived only for Ethan and forgot about herself. "This Liam sounds like a good man," her mom said. "But a good man wouldn't ask you to leave everything you've built unless he had no other choice. He says Portland has better chances for him. But what about you?" That night, Maya walked around her apartment. She thought about everything she'd have to leave behind, not just the place, but her work, her clients, her partner Nina, and the city that helped her feel strong again. The next morning, Maya called Liam. "I've been thinking about your offer," she said. "And what if you stayed here instead?" Liam was quiet for a long time. "Maya, I told you, Portland has tax benefits," he began. "I know all that, but there are good reasons to stay here too. Our business here is growing. This city is good to both of us." "It's more complicated," Liam said. "My whole team is moving. Everything is already planned." "So you've already decided," Maya said, "and you want me to follow you?" Another pause. "That's not how I meant it." "But that's what it is, isn't it? You didn't ask me what I think is best for us. You just want me to go because you already chose what's best for you." "Maya, that's not fair," Liam said. "Isn't it?" The phone was silent. Finally, Liam said, "I have to move to Portland. My company needs me there. I thought you cared enough to come with me." "And I thought you cared enough to think about other choices," Maya said. "So that's it?" Liam asked. "You're choosing your job over us?" Maya felt angry, just like she had with Ethan. "I'm choosing me, Liam. For the first time in my life, I'm picking myself instead of changing my whole world for someone else." "I'm not Ethan," Liam said softly. "No, you're not. But you're still asking me to shrink so you can grow." After the call, Maya sat in her office and looked at the city. She felt sad, but not broken. She had learned that loving someone should not mean losing herself. Her phone buzzed. It was a message from her friend Tara. "How are things with Liam?" "Over, but I'm okay." "What happened?" "I chose me." "Good for you. You worked too hard to become who you are. Don't let anyone take that away." That afternoon, Nina came into her office with a big smile and a bottle of champagne. "What are we celebrating?" Maya asked. "The Chicago branch," Nina said. "I just spoke to a partner there. They want to open a second office using our model, and they want you to lead it. Maya stared at her. Chicago? I'd get to lead? Full control? Yes, you'd help build something new, just like we did here, Nina said. But Maya, if you don't want it, that's okay too. I won't push you. The difference between Nina's offer and Liam's, Nina gave her a chance. Liam gave her an order. I'm interested, Maya said. Very interested. That evening, she called her mom to share the news. Chicago sounds great, baby. Cold, but great. I'm scared, Maya admitted. What if I'm wrong? What if I end up all alone? Her mom smiled. You've been alone before. You didn't just survive. You grew. You're stronger now, and if no one ever loves you the way you want, then you love yourself, her mom said. And maybe that's enough. After hanging up, Maya looked in the mirror. She saw a strong woman, not the one Ethan left, not the one trying to please Liam, just herself. And for the first time, she believed she was enough. 2 years later, Maya stood in a big meeting room in Chicago. She looked at the team she had built, 12 smart, kind people. They worked hard to help others with honest marketing. Sophie, her second in command, stood up. The Morrison Foundation campaign did amazing, she said. Donations grew by 400%. So many people signed up to help. Everyone clapped. Maya smiled. Her work made a real difference. The Chicago Tribune wants to interview you, Sophie added. Later, Maya sat in her corner office, looking at the beautiful Chicago skyline. It wasn't her old city, but it was hers now. Her phone rang. It was Nina calling from back home. I have news, Nina said. Wellington Industries is going bankrupt. Maya felt sad for the people losing their jobs, and she felt something for Ethan too. But she didn't regret her choice. How's he doing? Maya asked. Not well, Nina said. He lost everything. The company, the fancy house, most of his money. I heard he's living with his parents now. That's rough, Maya said, and she meant it. There's more, Nina added. He's been asking about you. He wants to know if you're happy. I think he finally sees what he lost. It's too late, Maya said simply. I know, Nina said, but I thought you should know. That evening, Maya was working late when her assistant came in. There's someone here to see you, she said. His name is Ethan Wellington. Maya's heart skipped a beat. Should I send him away? Maya thought for a moment. No, it's okay. Send him in. Ethan walked into Maya's office. But he didn't look like the fancy businessman she remembered. His clothes were nice but not expensive. His hair was a little messy. There were lines on his face that weren't there 2 years ago. Hello, Maya, he said. Ethan, this is a surprise, Maya said. Ethan looked around her office. He saw her awards on the wall, the big windows showing the city, and everything that showed how well she was doing. You've done really well, Ethan said. Even better than I heard. Thank you. Please sit down, Maya said. Ethan sat in the chair across from her desk. He used to sit there a lot when he was her client, but now he looked different, like someone who needed help. I heard about the bankruptcy, Maya said kindly. I'm sorry. I deserved it, Ethan said. I made bad choices. I was mean to good people. I thought I was too smart to fail, but I was wrong. What brings you to Chicago? Maya asked. I'm starting over, Ethan said. I got a job at a small consulting company. It's just an entry-level job, but it's honest work. He looked down at his hands. I wanted to see you before I move here. I wanted to make sure you're okay with being in the same city. Maya was surprised. The old Ethan would never have cared how she felt. It's a big city, she said. We can both live here without it being a problem. Good, Ethan said. Because I also want to tell you something I should have said a long time ago. Maya waited. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, Ethan said, and I threw you away. I was too proud and too blind to see it. You tried to help me and build a life with me, but I made you feel like you were nothing. His voice was soft and honest. There was no charm or tricks like before. I spent the last 2 years losing everything. Money, power, my job. And all I could think about was how happy we were at the beginning before I messed it all up. Ethan, I'm not asking for another chance, he said quickly. I know I don't deserve one. I just wanted you to know that I see who you really are now, and I'm very sorry for how I treated you. Maya looked at him. This was not the same man who once made her cry. He looked sad and sorry. She felt a little sorry for him, but also she respected him for being honest. I forgive you, she said simply. Ethan's eyes filled with tears. Thank you. That means more than you know, he said. But I need you to understand something, Maya added. I didn't become successful to show you or anyone else that you were wrong about me. I did it for me, because I remembered I was worth more than you said I was. I know, Ethan said, and I'm proud of you for that. They sat quietly for a moment, two people who once shared a life, now living very different ones. Are you happy? Ethan asked. Maya thought about her team at work, her big office, and the life she had built in Chicago. She thought about how strong she had become. Yes, she said, I really am. Good, you deserve to be happy, Ethan said. After Ethan left, Maya stayed in her office. She looked out at the city lights. Tomorrow would bring new things, new work, new chances, new dreams. She was exactly where she was meant to be. Her phone buzzed with a message from her friend Tara. How's my favorite business superstar? It said. Maya smiled and typed back, living my best life. And she was. Not because she had proved something to Ethan or anyone else, but because she had learned the most important thing. She was enough, just the way she was. The woman who once cried in her kitchen because her husband called her fat was gone. Now she was strong, she was wise. She wasn't afraid to be alone. Because she wasn't really alone. She had herself, and she was the best company she could ever have. As she got ready to leave her office, Maya looked at her reflection in the dark window. The woman she saw was successful, confident, and truly happy. She had become everything she always had the power to be. Thanks for watching. If you liked the story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Check out our other videos too. See you in the next one.